top for her. And man, I knocked that shit out of the park, man. I fit her fucking shit just perfect, and she loved it. And I was like, fuck yeah. But I just thought it was fucking amazing, to not really know too much about sizes or chick sizes or where to buy chick shit for to wear.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, come on now. I mean, and I really knocked that shit out. So I'm really, really proud to talk shit about how good I did.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, if you don't get a chance to enjoy your victories, what the fuck do you have them for?
That's right. That's true. That is very true.
I mean, just about to wrap up the Dragons of Deceit.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm playing in it. You know what I mean? This is like one of the rare times in my life that I'm not really running jack shit for anybody on any level whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's been really relaxing and stress-free for me because I had to get ready for shit. Your games, all I have to do is watch fucking video while I work. It can play in the background. People around listen to us play. Fuck them. Fuck them. In fact, if they hear me say fuck them on this, when I'm listening to this while I'm working, I don't give a fuck what they think.
Hello, Glenn.
Hello.
How's your day going?
It's okay.
Well, that's good to hear. That definitely beats the alternative.
Well, for somebody my age, the alternative is not above ground.
Right? Yes. Well,
no, that just depends on your culture.
Right.
I mean, because some cultures put you up on a big fucking stack and set your ass on fire.
That's true.
Yeah. Others, I'm sure there's some that'll put you in a blimp or something. It just depends on where you are.
A blimp would be nice.
Hell yeah. Butt naked, helicoptering above the whole world,
I got
hanging down from a blimp. Kids would get out of school to go look up at it, pass by. Like you do when the solar eclipse and shit is you all go outside and they tell you not to look at it.
So you go stare at
and then everybody goes out and stares at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it was for us. They were like, we're going to go outside and check out the eclipse, but you motherfuckers can't look at it. And I'm like, well, why couldn't we just had stayed inside where, we're not going to look at it?
The thing
that's a good point. If you're not going to look at it, why not just stay inside?
Yeah.
Well, eclipses crack me up because everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's going to be an eclipse, and if you don't see it, you're going to miss it, and there won't be another one for like 70 years." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
but that's bullshit. Eclipses are not really that rare. They literally fucking happen all over the planet all the time. It just depends on where you're at, whether or not you can see it or not."
Like comets and shit, like the Halley's comet that came through.
Yeah, that's like that's like a once in a lifetime deal. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's
but like
every 99 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But literally,
I saw it, and I didn't give a damn when I saw it. I was fucked up. It was nighttime. You guys know me. I'm fucked up if we're outside just looking at the sky.
Well, another great example of that same kind of bullshit, and this actually goes into things that we learn when we were younger that is complete horseshit. And one of the things that we were always taught is like, oh, well, there's the Aurora Borealis, and you can only see it if you go up north, in the north reaches of Canada and Alaska and up towards, the North Pole. That's the only way that you're ever going to see it.
That shit
but they didn't.
Northern Arkansas.
Well, they failed to bring up. They failed to bring up that the solar life cycle in our lifetime is going to go into overdrive, like, in what, 2015 or 2016 is when it started, and it's going to go on until like 2030. And now the Aurora Borealis can be seen right here in Oregon and Washington.
Oh, in northern Arkansas.
We see it in Arizona.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn far south.
Because our star is throwing so much crap at us that you can see it halfway through the middle of North America. I mean...
That's good stuff, though. I always wanted to see it, but I never really wanted to travel up north because fuck that cold.
Right. Well, now all you have to do is go out on your porch.
Just wait. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You think maybe that solar activity has something to do with climate change?
No, the solar activity, that's just its life cycle. And
no, man,
man
has polluted so much that even Mars's ice caps are melting.
My point is that we're not the only thing.
No, but
right.
I mean,
right. Yeah, no, it's throwing off crap all across the system. I mean,
things have been warming up for fucking 10,000 years at least. I mean, we know that, but I mean, we've had an effect on it.
Of course we have.
And so I mean, it's. I don't think either side of the environment thing really has fucking a total truth behind them because we don't understand shit. But we've had an effect.
Well, an example of that is that the climate, all the activists, you can't really trust them. They're all, oh my God, this is the hottest year on record. Actually, no, it's not, because according to the actual scientific data, this year, going back to 2022, is down like 0.67 degrees. It's lower than it was previously. So it's actually, I mean, if you were to take the activists bitching and moaning, things have gotten better in the past year. So, yeah, no, I'm not saying 0.67 is that big of a deal. But, right. I mean, it's on the upswing,
warming trend, and the oceans have been rising for so many hundreds and hundreds of years. These are things that have been happening. That the change of the world has not stopped since its beginning.
Well, that's true. And I mean, a lot of this, people seem to, well, they may have never learned because, or they skipped class that day in high school. Antarctica used to be, fertile and covered in, jungle and palm trees and all that shit.
I'm ready for dome life. When we can make just a bunch of domes,
Now bring on the vault.
Well, no, dome. I'm going to go whole dome. I want to be a good dome. I want to still see the sun when it sends its scorching death across the landscape.
We have technology and LED lights. We can mimic the sun.
And some AI entertainment, and we're going to be great.
As long as there's a red light district, I'll be fine.
There'll be holograms. They have like holograms.
No. That's not the same.
Well, now the Star Trek holograms, you can fuck them.
Yeah.
You can touch them, and you can't tell the difference until you take them out of the holodeck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just what kind of STDs do they carry?
It's a computer virus.
I know, man.
I don't know if you remember the 90s. The Good Times virus.
Or something.
It's the Good Times virus from the mid to late 90s. Like, it doesn't actually do anything to your computer. It's just some asshole just keeps sending you an email saying, hey, you might have the Good Times virus.
Right.
Share this with 20 people or else your computer will delete itself and nothing ever happens.
Man, we had this web page that was set up. It wasn't a virus, but it was like a trap. You hit the link and you go to it, and it's like just a blue screen with a big changing color smiley face bouncing around on it.
Right.
And it's like, you are an idiot. Ha, ha, ha. So you go to click the X because you're like, this is bullshit, right? Oh, fuck that. 2 comes up now.
Right.
And,
yes.
Yeah.
That was an old JavaScript.
Yeah,
that you could do.
Don't know how to kill the whole tapestry.
Right.
You're fucked. We'll bog your system down.
Right.
And I used to fucking get chicks' names. Put my fucking thing as a chick, and I'd get on the chat rooms, and I'd be like, "Hey, man, check out my nude pics. I'm playing with my titties," and I'd put that link out there, and people would click it, and they'd come back like 20 minutes later, just pissed off. And that was great.
Well,
it was good times.
So I worked for Netscape, and we would probably get, I don't know, 50 calls a day per person. And we had, something like 700 and some odd people at the call center. And we would get at least 50 calls per person a day of somebody who went to, and I'll just say, went to a website, in quotes, because that's what they always say. I went to a website. And of course, that JavaScript would do that, and it would it would jack their web browser into full screen mode, and then it would open up additional windows. Because this is before tabbed browsing, and it would just keep opening new browser windows with all these different advertisements. And I just I just got tired of fielding the same question. Because, I'd just be like, dude, just keep pressing Alt F4, and it'll fucking close everything, right? And well, it shouldn't be doing this anyways.
That's also Alt F4.
It shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's look at who the real problem here is. You went to a fucking porn website, because porn websites are the only ones that do that shit. And so, who's really at fault here? Is it the web browser, the website, or you for wanting to look at titties?
My oldest son, we got these little tablets with the phone deal. You like, hey, buy the fucking phone and we'll give you this tablet.
Right.
And so we take these tablets. We gave one of the kids, and the kids had like this communal tablet, and one day we looked at the search history, and someone had been fucking looking up prawn. Not porn, but prawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
PR0N.
Live prawn. He just fucking, because, he's a little dyslexic and all that, but he was really wanting to see some boobies, and he couldn't get them because he couldn't spell it. And,
oh, man, that's ultimate frustration right there.
Oh,
damn you.
Yeah, he's really a smart kid. That's the thing, but not that day. He rolled a 1, and he had a bad time.
He rolled 2D and got a 1.
Yes.
Yeah, with advantage.
With advantage, yes.
Yeah.
Did he have a boon?
Yeah. Yes.
Boon, advantage, same thing.
Oh, shit. Hello, Cameron. No Devin tonight?
Yeah,
he's gonna creep in, right?
Maybe. We'll see. It's like a planning meeting for scouting stuff.
Scouting.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, this time of year, man, they're gonna be.
I got out of a planning meeting for next Wednesday, though, by saying, I'm busy. Plane Traveler have the meeting without me. I'm like, sure.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I have a busy Skype meeting that I got to get to.
Hey, man, I brag on our fans all the time. I'll be like, no, man, I can't do that bullshit on Saturday. I got fans, motherfucker.
That's right. We have fans.
They'll be like, fans? And I'll be like, yeah, man, at least 3 or 4 people give a fuck. And
tens and tens of them.
Yeah, tens and tens.
No, we love our
my
fans.
son might watch.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, we love our fans.
He sent me a set of DVDs of a series called Space Pirates.
Oh boy. That's when so I sometimes subject my wife to really obscure old sci-fi, like Space 1999. She had never even heard of it. And I can't. It's weird. I like Space 1999. Well, I like the first season of Space 1999. The second season is not even the same show. But I should like UFO, but I just can't get into it. Maybe if I go long enough without watching Space 1999 and try again, maybe I can do it. But But yeah, no, I couldn't get into UFO. But there was one that I downloaded. Oh, what was the name of it? I believe it was out of Canada. And it was even older than Space 1999, and I was watching it. I couldn't even get through 15 minutes of it. I was like, oh my god! Like these people were like generations of them. They were on a generation ship, and they were discovering, I guess, that they didn't even know they were on a generation ship. They thought they were just farming and doing all this stuff, living their lives like it's, the 1800s, and then one of them stumbles into a control center and brings everybody in. So now they know that they're on this generation ship out in space. Who knows how long they're going to be going to wherever they're going. Evidently, it's been a couple hundred years because several generations of them have grown up. And I like I said, I tried to get into like I couldn't get past the first 15 minutes. I'm like, this is awful. This is as bad as like really old Doctor Who. Like I can't watch that either.
Silo's all right.
Yeah, we've been watching Silo. I dig it. Yeah.
Silo, Ted Lasso. I like to see
Ted Lasso's too positive. I
love me some Ted Lasso.
I mean, some of it's really funny, but I'm just like, enough with the feel good shit. I got to go watch something,
right,
apocalyptic.
I like it.
I need something with a body count.
Yeah, it's we've predicted most of it pretty well on how it all was going on. But he's, I just like his little one-liners.
I'm not. It is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah. And Coach Beard doing all the acid and shit was pretty funny, But
the other one that I couldn't watch, Severance.
I didn't really get into Severance either. I tried.
I did too, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's a really dry humor." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's just fucking depressing." Cameron has a really dry sense of humor. When I first met her, I couldn't tell if she was joking or not, but now I get it. Severance, on the other hand, it's not even dark humor, because in a lot of cases I have really dark humor. I'm like, Severance isn't even dark humor. It's just dickish, depressing bullshit. And I'm like, no, this is too much like all the Fortune 500 companies I've ever worked for. This sounds like something that came down from HR in a memo one day. Hey, want to try something new? It's too realistic. I don't no.
I've been watching garbage. I've been watching The Fish Tank.
I don't even know that. What is that on?
It's on the internet. I don't know. It's like Big Brother kind of, but it was 24 hours a day. It was running.
Oh God!
You could change the cameras to whatever one you wanted in the house.
Sponsored by 4chan.
You could pay money to fuck with them, and it was a bunch of like weird Zoomers in it. Yeah, it was like random people. It was pretty interesting, man. But,
so it's not like putting two betas in a bowl or nothing.
My wife and I sometimes have our trash TV nights, and we'll put on like Love Island. Is fucking hilarious, but not the United States version. No. You have to watch the original UK version because that is that's the real shit. They censor so much in the United States. Watch the UK version. That's where it's at.
UK show Bloods. They're paramedics in London and shit.
Oh yeah.
That is fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they do not hold back, and I find it. Yeah, UK shows are far superior to the Puritan values of the United States.
Well, I mean,
I like their cops show because all they have is a baton,
right?
So they really have to do shit different. So,
that's pretty funny.
I've been watching some Finnish and Swedish police detective shows.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
The thing is, they have to have their pistols locked up in the trunk of the car.
Right. Hey, at least they can be somewhat armed.
They've No, they got to open the trunk, go to the car, open the trunk, and put in a digital code for the lock.
Oh, Jesus.
For the pistol.
And see, we give out pistols when you graduate elementary school.
Yes. Texas. There's a drive-through margarita stand and gun. You know, just show that if you've only been in Texas for 30 days, you can get a margarita at 30% off and a free handgun.
We still give them to our prisoners when they get out of jail, just because we like to live life on the hard setting.
Right. Yes. Right.
Yeah, we don't play that God mode bullshit. Hell no. Yeah, we all own stock in the funeral industry.
All right. So, welcome to Pirates of Drinax. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are in the middle of a storm that has swept across the plains of the planet Gore. They are about an hour outside the town of Rakken Goll, and there has been flash floods, tornadoes, high winds, prairie fires. I mean, you know, cats and dogs living together. Complete Armageddon. But before we get started, we would like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. Tonight, we would like to thank Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes wonderful beard products such as oils, balms, butters, and co-wash. All of their scents are different fantasy characters. Tonight, I am wearing the Hero Beard Balm. It's a light cologne scent. And they have many scents. Check out their website. That's it right there. Gregor's holding up the can. I'm sure that they have a scent that would interest you. If you are a first-time purchaser, if you go to fablebeardco.com and create an account, they have a buy one get one free option. You can put two products one product and a beard oil into your cart, and when you check out, use the code FIRST in all capital letters, and you'll get that second beard oil for free. So definitely check them out. As you can see, I got my Boston Scally Company hat, which is amazing because I ordered it, and I don't even know how this happened, but I get a notification that it had been delivered. And so we go down to the mailbox, and it's not in the parcel bin. And it wasn't delivered to the door, and it wasn't delivered to the office. And so I'm like, where the fuck is my hat? And so then I get to looking through the delivery information. They had somehow shipped it to my old address. I don't even know how that happened. I haven't lived there for 4 years. I didn't have an account with Boston Scally Company until I ordered this hat, and I didn't. The old address was no longer saved in my browsers. I don't know where it came from, but that's where they sent it, and so my faith in humanity is pretty low. So I figured, well, that hat's fucking gone, and so I actually ordered another one, and like the next day, I get this email from this company I've never heard of before. And they're like, hey, we have a package for you in our office. And I'm like, what office? And they're like, oh, the apartments at 2400 in Gresham. And I'm like, oh, you guys changed your name. So lo and behold, all of the package lockers were full. And they delivered it to the management office, and they, after 4 years, still had my contact information and got a hold of me to come get my hat. So my faith in humanity has gone up one tick. It's a little bit restored, and that was great. So yeah, loving my new hat. We do have a merch store. If you enjoy the channel, please go check out our merch store. We've got t-shirts. We've got buttons. There's the Pirates of Drinax button with the pirate flag on it. We have a t-shirt with that also on it. We've got the Greenwater Mercantile and Adventuring Company pirate ship logo. We've got a blanket. There's a beer stein. There is a new t-shirt with the cover of the Brawnhaven campaign setting on it. So yeah, if you like, all of the proceeds from that go directly back into the channel, and we appreciate all the help that you can give. So go get a new T-shirt. Speaking of Brawnhaven, there is a new book available. PDF is available from DriveThruRPG and Big Geek Emporium. You can get print on demand, hardcover, premium color from DriveThru Emporium. The book is the Schelus Mountains. It is Atlas 1 for the Brawnhaven campaign setting. Excuse me. And all of the books right now are on sale. It's the I threw all the books on sale because I am calling it the Leyline Press Publishers Shit the Bed sale, and and so yeah, all those books are on sale. Go grab a book, and unlike Wizards of the Coast, I won't be raising the prices on my books. In fact, I'm considering leaving them at the sale price permanently, but I don't know. I'll have to look at the bottom line, but. Yeah, go check out the books. And we play through that campaign setting on Saturdays at 12. So, where we left off, you guys had come back. There are a bunch of refugees from the storm and from the fires that are all taking refuge in the Vorstaten estate. You're here visiting Sir Willard Vorstaten. And you've been here probably about a week and a half, and over the last, I don't know, maybe 30 hours, the shit has hit the fan. A storm came through. When you landed, this entire region, most of the planet, was in a dry spell, drought, and it was getting pretty bad. People were having to ration water. Some people were completely out of water. Wells were drying up. And now a storm has finally come through, a really bad one, and there's flash flooding. That's the biggest concern now. The tornadoes have passed. It is still raining. And water levels, of course, rivers have breached their banks, and there are dry waterways that are suddenly flooded with water that is just overtaking the region. You have... reconnected an antenna that is up on one of the galls that has reconnected you with the starport. So your communications are good. You do have some information that has come in that things in town aren't great. You know that the town was hit hard by winds and rains, plus a flash flood and a dry water course nearby. You know that there have been a couple of building collapses. The railway has suffered a serious problem. The only information on the railway with their serious problem that you've been able to ascertain is that one of the trains is stuck and in danger. But that's all. As to how or why or what's going on, you have no information. There's the numerous reports on the radio of the locals in the town of Rakken Goll are pissed off and over cattle losses. They are demanding, some of them are demanding redistribution of the herds. You do know that the railway company that is supposed to deal with civil defense has done nothing. And you know that the city administration has ordered the railway company to get its ass in gear and do some civil defense, but there has been no response. There's just nothing but static coming from the railway company. And there are reports of looting going on in town. And so, hearing this, Sir Willard wants to go to Rakken Goll and see what's going on. Now, one of the remits of being a noble that is in charge of a world is that they are there. How did they put it? There is an expectation.
Noble obligees.
Yeah, there's an expectation of leadership in situations like this. They have a solemn duty to assist the Imperium and its citizens as necessary. And this kind of situation is exactly why Sir Willard is here, really, to facilitate social growth and stability. Well,
and this guy has no access to a fucking air raft or grav bike or
nope.
anything.
He's got the SUV and he's got the pickup.
Man, why the fuck does he not have something to let us a crop duster? I
could fly across something.
He has put in an order for an air raft for emergency situations, and he agrees with you that this would be one such situation where that would be quite handy. The previous owners of the estate took the previous air raft with them when they vacated, and
bought it.
But for the most part, he would only keep it for emergency situations. He doesn't want to. He wouldn't just use it willy-nilly because he doesn't want to. It's bad enough that he's traveling around in Ling Standard Products SUV and pickup. If he starts flying around in an air raft, it's going to distance himself from the population. Because keep in mind, everybody on Gore is tech level 3. They still ride horses for the most part, or Kian, the ostriches. And, they're rather amazed at what you guys were able to do with just a minor amount of technology as far as the wildfires go. People are awed.
Well,
if I remember right, when we ended, we decided to sleep overnight and go to town the next morning.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah.
So during the night, I quietly get up and start wandering around the facility, the abode, the estate.
Okay. So the rain is coming down. It alternates. The rain outside alternates between a light drizzle to coming down in sheets, and then it goes back to a light drizzle, and everything in between those two extremes. Thankfully, the hail has stopped. But it seems that there are people sleeping with spare blankets and pillows, like on every square footage of the house. There's people sleeping in the hallways. There's people sleeping in the main living area, in the sitting room. There are people all over the place.
Well, I'm wandering around with the sniffer.
Okay. What are you sniffing?
I'm sniffing for Wi-Fi.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
And then I'm also got a watt meter and something that lets me check if there's current in wires, because basically what I'm doing is casing the joint, because I'm a thief.
So yes,
and I'm wandering around, and my excuse is I'm doing a security inspection on the facility to see if I can find any windows and doors that don't have alarms or sensors or.
So go ahead and make an electronic sensors plus intellect or education check.
Hold on a second. I forgot to open my files. Silly boy.
I've done that 100 times, yeah.
While he's opening his files, I want to just what I'm going to try to do is tell the dude, the noble, to take control over the railroad, because it's not fulfilling its obligations, and therefore the state must take over in these times of need, and then use the railroad and its resources to go to the town. I mean, we're 5 motherfuckers, man. That's a town.
Right.
Yeah, if we seize control of the Pinkertons.
I get a 10.
So, okay. So,
do I notice any openings without any safeguards?
No. So what you see the first thing, like the Wi-Fi and whatnot, you already know that there is Wi-Fi. You have of course, there is a Wi-Fi presence around the entire Vorstaten estate. But as far as interconnectivity with the starport and things like that, that Wi-Fi signal is then connected to a good old-fashioned radio signal that goes to that tower that then picks up radio contact with. So it is a very, very slow network connection. And it's spotty.
Is it HF?
Yeah. Yeah, but as far as security,
man. It's about like 10 baud.
Right? Yeah, like I said, it like when you got the weather map showing where the prairie fires and whatnot was, it took a while to load that mile. Yeah, but hey, it's better than not having anything at all. The other thing
am I noticing any back doors into this Wi-Fi network?
So. Not really. The Wi-Fi network is fairly well locked down. The other thing that it would take, you're talking like 14 plus formidable to get it to hack in for intrusion attempts. And as far as security goes, you are finding that this estate is anything but tech level 3. This is a tech level 15 estate. Its security is up to Imperial Noble standards. Getting in and out without clearance, if you're trying to just sneak in and break in,
steal something,
it's going to be very, very difficult. At the very least, all manner of alarms are going to go off. At the least.
And then I go back to bed.
So Ting, you stay up late with Sir Willard, and you tell him what you think about taking over the rail company, and his response to that is that he says, "I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing that is a." That is a good idea, but I don't know that it is a wise one. And he says the reason that I don't believe that it's wise is because the rail company... So it's his remit to be here as the noble of Gore to, of course, deal with situations like this and to basically bring stability and social growth. But... that doesn't necessarily give him authority to just go in and take over a private company, or to go in and take over, say, even the town.
There's the right of might. We can go around here. We've got people sleeping all over the fucking place. Maybe we can get together a posse. At least before we go to town.
He says, not even before we go to town, that could be a very excellent idea. He says, if we not necessarily get a posse together, but if we can get support of the local populace in town, they could institute me into a powerful position in the city administration.
Well,
he says, here's the reality
right now.
Right.
We'll need a posse of some sort just to go in there and establish order.
He says, well, if you're going with me, I'm hoping that will fall to you. If you are willing to help me in this endeavor, I'm hoping that you will back me up with that. But
we're scratching each other's backs, right?
Exactly.
It's not freaky until we start scratching each other's fronts.
He says, if we can get the population to back me, to put me into some kind of position, he says, here's the reality. I'm kind of out of my element here. I don't know the real lifestyles of this community. I'm not a rancher. He says, I was an Imperial gunnery lieutenant. Yeah, And he says, so I'm out of my element here, but if we can get them to back me, I could be an impartial judge. Because I'm not here to take over. I'm not here. I don't understand their ways. But if they bring stuff to me, I can make impartial decisions on how this should be dealt with. And he says, so that's a good idea.
Well, we can definitely rig an election to get, a local that is extremely favorable to you to become, be elected as world leader, and there's your liaison.
He says, He says, honestly, in this situation, I don't think there's going to be an election. I think that that the people are going to decide on the spot because. But I mean, we don't know. Well, from what I'm hearing on the radio,
election after the dance.
From what we've heard on the radio, it sounds like things are pretty dire. So we should get in there. I like your idea. I think we should move to try and get the people to kind of instate me in some kind of position where I can actually do some good, and we can deal with that when we get to the town.
Okay. So the deal is, whoever is scary and violent, we will kill them, and then you will take credit for it. And then they'll want you to be in charge. That's like that seems like it's
if we can avoid killing people, that would be fantastic.
I don't think that's possible at this.
No,
it's
there's
going
to be somebody.
To the other children.
Yeah, when there's big crowds of people with nobody in charge, the most psychopathic, violent person usually takes the helm, and everybody else is too scared to oppose them.
Yeah.
If you kill that person, then everyone likes you. So
that's true.
That's what I'm guessing it's going to happen.
Yeah. And if we need to run, a little campaign of propaganda to make somebody look like they're really bad, and then we kill them, that will serve the same PR value. We can wrench this over and make an annual event. Just pick somebody out and make them look real bad, and then do bad things to them, and then everybody will like us for it.
This sounds like a gladiatorial contest.
Yeah.
So, everybody loved those.
So the following morning, Sir Willard brings out he wants you guys to load up with him in the SUV. He's going to leave Dravid and and who are the other ones?
Well,
we've got Dravid, we've got Rongva,
tech guy,
and Tix, the tech guy. He's leaving them here with the storm refugees, and offering any. Of course, Dravid will give whatever protection, and he is quite capable of doing that. And Sir Willard at this point feels like he is fully protected with you. He trusts you.
Cool.
What are we allowed to wear? What are we allowed to wear?
Well, that's what I was about to get into. Is can I draw up a waiver that he could sign that would allow us to forego certain law levels with our armaments and stuff, since we're going into an emergency martial law situation.
And I'm wearing a 7mm revolver.
None of us brought our
you didn't
our heavy duty shit.
Yeah, you didn't bring battle dress, or you only took what you have.
Yeah. All right. So there is no going back to get better guns. This is just what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still got it. I got a pulse grenade. Let's go see how it works out.
Okay. So
and I.
No, go ahead.
I'm taking my pack of wafers.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what to put in right now.
Right. Yeah. It's always good to have USB with relevant possible information on it. So Gregor's done a great job of driving, so he's going to have Gregor do the driving. And you guys take off, and at first the road seems...
We're in the SUV?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, and I'll bring up the SUV. SUV.
Do you think we should take the truck too, in case we have to rally troops or loot banks?
Yeah, it's up to you guys. You can take both.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
probably.
drive the other one?
Yeah. One of us can drive the truck. Ting can drive. I think Captain Beth can actually drive now too,
I
right?
got it at 0. Don't you have it at 1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
you
it
should
at
drive.
1, and I have a Dex of DM2. So
Right. So yeah, you can drive the truck or the SUV, either one, Gregor, and then and
I'll drive the SUV so I can chit chat with a big
I'll
boy.
take the truck.
Okay.
All right. I'll ride with Ting then and make it even.
Okay. So you guys take both, and you were heading down the road. Now, at first, so in a heavy rain, you know how even if the road is designed to shed water, if the rain is good enough, it's not going to. And there's several times where you have to be careful. There's a little bit of hydroplaning going on if you're not, but you guys are making good time. And then about halfway to Rakken Goll, you notice there's now like an inch and a half of standing water on the road. So both Gregor and Ting make drive wheeled plus dex checks.
9.
Nice.
It's like I was ready for it.
And another 9. So, and Beth, make a recon plus intellect check.
See, I like to envision us like we're like a foot off the bumper of the SUV, but that's not how we're going. We're a reasonable distance.
Yes.
I got 12.
So, Beth, you notice off in the distance, you can just see water just spilling off of this road, and it is spilling down on either side of the road. The road is raised up, probably about a good 10 feet, and or I guess that would be what, 2.5 meters. I want to say. Anyways, so you see up ahead that it looks like a section of the road, kind of washed out. Landslide down this embankment, and you see that there is a overturned truck.
All right.
Underwater.
Water is cascading over the truck, but you can see that there is an overturned truck off the side of the road.
Man, we have to render aid, don't we?
Yeah, we got to see if there's anybody in there.
Yeah.
So you guys,
go ahead.
So I bring the vehicle to a stop.
Oh okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go ahead and pull up to a reasonable distance and maybe see about tossing a chain, or at least get closer so we can observe what's going on. I'll boom out some bullshit on my I'll stick my head out the window, and as the rain comes down, I'll use my projected voice to be like, we're here to render aid, call out.
So the water is just cascading down the side. You do see, looking down, so the driver's side door is open. The truck is laying on the side. The driver's side door is open. And you see that there is a man has gotten out of the truck, and it looks like he's crawled away from the truck, but he didn't make it more than maybe a good 2 meters from the truck. And he's laying in water and shivering, and he holds up one arm, and he can barely even yell. I mean, he can barely speak. He's just waving his arm.
This would be easier if this guy was dead.
It always is. It always is.
Well, I can shoot him.
Okay, can I try and get the water?
Why would the storm do this?
Look, how did the storm put a hole in his sternum?
Right, yes. So anybody that wants to make their way down to him, well, That's a good question.
We're using tethering procedures, rope, chain, some shit like that.
Good idea.
So I mean, let's be safe.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at a
Throw a grenade at the guy. Because I'm a pacifist,
I will say you can either make an athletics dexterity check, or you can make a, I'll say a survival plus dex check to get down to him.
I will stay at the vehicle and work the rope tether. So if something happens, I can either pull the vehicle back,
pull people up,
or I'm gonna be the safety guy.
Okay.
I can do
a survivor
+2 on one of those.
That gives me +2 in survival.
Okay, so both of you can go ahead and make those checks.
Okay. Well, I don't see a reason for us both to go. Do you want to just do it?
Go ahead. I'll watch.
Okay.
I'll sit here and chit chat with the Lord. When the Romans tried to
I got an 8.
The biggest thing for the Romans when they and why they were so much better than their contemporaries is
so
they had a water system called aqueducts.
It kind of alleviated problems like this.
They had a transportation system called cobblestone roads.
This truck turned over. Does it seem to have anything in the bed of it? I mean, is there? If it had a crate of gold or something, we might need to help them with that.
There was no. So there were some
for making whiskey in the back.
It looks like there were some hay bales and whatnot in the bed of the truck, but they're now spilled out. So Cameron, Captain Beth, you get down to this guy, and he is pretty beat up. He's got a busted leg, a busted arm. You're guessing that he's got several busted ribs. It looks like maybe his jaw might need to be reset. But go ahead and make a medic plus education check.
I'm gonna catch awesome angles with my fucking camera drone on this.
Yeah.
Zoom in real tight on the wounded man laying there.
I got 14. I did great.
Wow. So you realize, you kind of reach over and you tell him that this is going to hurt for a second, and you crack his jaw and kind of get it back into place.
Hell yeah.
And in between you telling him, you probably shouldn't talk until we can get that jaw wired shut, and you're going to be drinking milkshakes for a while. And as you're bandaging up his, or making a makeshift splint for his, or actually you don't need a makeshift splint. You've got your medic kit, so you're able to put one of these gel pack casts on his arm and on his leg, and you just hit a button and it kind of flexes up and holds the leg immobile. He tells you his name is Bryce Harnenson. He looks up on the bank and he can see Sir Willard, and he says, "Oh, I'm actually a distant relation of the Sarvla family. I recognize Sir Willard up there." And he says, "Oh, thank you for helping me." You realize that you could do all the medics, you could set his arm and you could do surgery on the guy, and this guy could still die, because you realize that with all the water and everything, his biggest threat is hypothermia and shock.
Yeah, we should try and get his truck back up on the road so that he can warm up inside of it. Do we have stuff that we can pull the car back on, maybe?
We have 2 vehicles, and it was kind of understood we had emergency chain and shit. I mean, in theory, if we both,
or he could just come in the car with us, and we can wait until the rain stops. I don't care.
He can come with us when we're going to town.
Yeah, I mean that's acceptable as well. I mean, he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, the heated vehicles will stop him from hypothermia, right, Doctor?
Right.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, we can set them on fire.
Oh, hey.
Overkill.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not the medic.
So Beth gets him set up, and ties it, attaches him to the safety tether that you've got set up, and is helping him up. Beth, go ahead and make your choice again, either athletics dex or survival plus dex. But you are at a -2 because you're assisting him to get up.
Okay. 7.
So she and Bryce are making their way up, and she starts to slip in the mud.
It's an order.
you fuckers better save me. So Ting and Gregor, how do you want to handle this?
I mean, if she's slipping, we need to.
We need to help.
Yeah, either we need to pull, but either we need to pull her out, or you.
Oh yeah,
with
I'm
your
tethered
badass,
or something, right?
Yeah. You and Bryce are tethered.
Just pull her out.
Okay,
is what we'll do.
Okay, so you, I would. It doesn't say that this has a winch, but I cannot imagine it not having a winch.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's got a fucking wet bar, but
even if it doesn't have it has reverse.
That is true. Let me.
Yeah.
I imagine the pickup has a winch.
It does not. It just says off-roader.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
How can you go off-road without a winch?
I know, right? That's not even an option. That's standard issue.
Yeah, it's standard issue here in Arizona.
Maybe we should ban British people from writing things about crash things.
I would imagine that this probably has a winch. You guys activate the winch, and you are able to pull Beth and Bryce out. But of course, in the process now, Beth comes up, and she is covered head to toe in mud. She looks fabulous. But you're able to get Bryce into the truck. Beth, go ahead and make another medic plus education check.
Cast prestidigitation on Captain Beth.
Right.
10.
Okay, so yeah, you are able to get him wrapped up in a thermal blanket, and you check, you kind of wrap his ribs with some bandages or whatever, and he's going to be okay. You're able. He's going to ride in the SUV, probably have a drink from the wet bar, and for pain, it's for medicinal purposes, and you guys get back on the road. So you after it takes you actually about an hour and 45 minutes to make the trip because of the bad roads and the weather, and you pull into Rakken Goll, and everybody make a recon plus intellect check. Woohoo! Boxcars.
That's 15.
I got 13. I did great.
Yeah.
And
I got a 10.
Okay. Hold on one second.
All right.
These headphones get a little warm on my noggin. So, the obvious things that immediately stand out is that you can see that there are several situations where buildings have collapsed. They've just washed out. Looks like wave of water came, hit, a corner of the building, and the rest of the building came down. In other cases, you see there are buildings that the roof, a section of the roof is missing. There's a lot of wind and water damage around here. You see, but with your recon check, you see that there are almost everybody, even the women folk, are all strapped. Everybody has a gun. This is not the way it was when you came through, when you arrived on the train. If you remember, when you arrived on the train, the only people that were armed or had guns in a holster even were people that they're there for work, and they're there to like go to the bank, and then they're leaving because they got cattle to herd. And that's not the case this time. You are seeing people everywhere are armed. You can hear gunshots in the distance. People getting shot. And everybody...
Are these railroad people?
No. These are just normal, common citizens. You don't see anybody with a badge. And...
Well, we are the law right now. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, well, and everybody in town, as you guys are pulling in, everybody is side-eyeing your vehicles as you pull in. You can tell immediately, nobody trusts anybody.
Well, we need to get out and start talking to some people and get some fucking local intel before we go too deep into the town.
Some of that marvelous hallucinogenic spirits.
Well, I mean,
that we get on Friday night.
Right. Well, I mean,
yes.
Would it be all right if I just got out the truck and went and tried to talk to somebody, Captain?
Go for it.
And I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Sir Lord, I'm getting out. I'm going to check on things with Ting.
He says, excellent. And Sir Willard gets out as well, but he's standing next to the truck like, he has this look on his face, and he's looking around like he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go first. Cameron, what is Beth doing?
Beth's going to stand in the bed of the truck and say, if anyone needs medical attention, move towards the truck.
Okay. So
what a good idea,
that is an excellent idea. Ting and Gregor, both of you can make a streetwise plus, in this case we'll say streetwise plus intellect check. And Beth, you can make a leadership plus intellect check.
Right.
I get a 6.
I
got a
get
10.
And what did Beth get?
8.
Okay. So Beth stands up immediately. She's got her medic bag, yells out, anybody needing medical attention, blah blah blah. A number of people start coming up, and as they're kind of forming a line, getting towards the bed of the truck for Beth to check them out, and some of them, Ting, you're able to interact with them. Gregor's not so lucky, but you learn, Ting, there are a number of people that are family members that are missing. They believe they may be in collapsed buildings. You also learn that there is a flash flood. So the local riverway, and let me see if I can find it on this map. Maybe not. Yeah. So this local riverway, right about here, so this is Rakken Goll, and the railway crosses this river across a bridge. That bridge is in danger of being washed out, and there are a number of people that are preparing to head down there to try and they're going to attempt to try and shore up the bridge and replace some of the beams in order to prevent it. Because if that bridge collapses, this railway line is no good. And the entire reason for the town of Rakken Goll to exist is for goods to be imported and exported via the rail line. So if the rail line goes down, Rakken Goll is flushed down the toilet.
Can I drive the truck on the tracks?
You could. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but yeah.
You
can get out there if that's what you're thinking, yes.
All right. Well, I mean, if that's the immediate thing going on, and Captain is doing first aid, I mean, I can go help him with the train, I guess, or I can stay here and try to manipulate this town.
So the other thing that you learn is that concerning this, partially concerning this possible bridge collapse, or trestle as they call them. Is that there is a people in town are pissed off. The railway company isn't doing their job, and the city administration doesn't seem able to do their job in getting the railway company to do their job, and so there is an angry mob forming in the outside the administration building or administration center. Here in this part of town where the mayor is, and this woman tells you that the town mayor and the city administration has basically locked themselves behind barricades because they are afraid of this mob.
Okay.
So do we go to the admin center?
I think we should go there first and try to tell these people just to hold on, or we'll catch them with the fucking truck. We're going to be faster than whatever the fuck they're doing if we're headed that way. But if we can defuse the situation and try to buy time to talk these people into letting us get Sir Willard to mediate this thing with the railroad or not. I mean, even with the possibility of we reassigning that, to the running of the railroad to a better management of some sort, or there's options we can investigate. But the first thing we need to do is stop the fucking town from murder, death, killing. I mean, it's hard to do a rescue operation in the middle of a war zone. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so
we can take care of the admin first.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest to Sir Willard that we get back in the SUV and head over, follow you guys over to the admin center.
Okay. Beth,
we're going to try to stay like a little two-thing convoy, and we're going to drive kind of close and slow, and we're going to, if things get froggy, we're going to run motherfuckers over.
Okay.
Do I need to stay in
Ting
the
is
medical
leading. Ting is leading, and I've got Sir Willard in the SUV behind you.
And you said you're staying back?
I don't know if I am. I don't know how many people need help.
So in the amount of time that this has been going on, Beth, go ahead and make a medic plus education check again.
15, 23.
11.
11? Well, I know, right? See, when we first started this, her character came out really good as a doctor, and Carrie's character came out really good as the pilot. So whenever I would call for a medic check, it was like, oh, I got a 14. I'm like, fuck. And then, Carrie, make a piloting check. Oh, I got a 13. Like, okay,
Yeah,
so
it always went well.
and then we added Keith. It's like, okay, make a jump drive check. Oh, I got a 17. It's like, you guys are never going to crash a ship. You're never going to miss jump, and you're never. I mean, unless you're dead, she can probably bring you back. I mean, you guys have a dream team going on for pirates.
And we can task chain any hack.
That's yep, right. And now you got really good computers and decent software. I mean, you guys are doing well. Which I'm actually going. So because Carrie may be coming back for a couple of sessions, I am going to. I've scrapped my next leg, and I'm going with. I'm fast tracking something, and it's going to be interesting. A lot of this is going to come into play, I think. But so, anyways, Beth, you are able to patch up, do some first aid on a number of people, and they're all very thankful. And basically, as you're patching them up, you tell them, well, follow us over to the administration center. Because honestly, the administration center is probably the most natural place for you to set up some kind of clinic or triage center, whatever. Anyways, so these people kind of gather the rest of the people, and they're going to follow you over en masse. And you guys drive over to this administration center, and you see that there are some stairs that go up to the city hall, and there are barriers up there, and you see that there are a couple of individuals up there with the Gorian carbines, and there are a bunch of townsfolk standing around yelling. They are pissed off. Looks like at any minute, at the drop of a hat, gunfire could be exchanged, and there could be a mob rushing for City Hall. These people want answers, and they're not going to put up with political shenanigans.
Do they have a leader?
Make a you can all make a recon plus intellect check.
11.
13.
And 11. So you don't see that they have polarized behind any one person, but you do pick out a number of loudmouths in the group that are more or less not necessarily. I wouldn't say. I think leader is the wrong word, because they're not leading.
They're instigating.
They're instigating, right? They are. As soon as the rabble, and as soon as that dies down, they say something inflammatory that pisses people off again. And you pick out probably. Well, let's see. You pick out.
Can we shoot them?
You pick out. You pick out. There's two of these assholes that are kind of instigating.
I want to go up to one of them. Or go ahead, Cap.
Wait. Okay. The plan that while we're writing over, the plan that I thought of is to go in and convince the mayor, let us pretend to arrest you. It'll probably save your life. We don't have any legal anything, but it'll help us get you to the car, and then we can leave. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll do something later with them, depending on how negligent they were, but it'll make everyone happy. They got arrested.
So in order to get into the town hall, you're going to have to get through this mob. Now, the one thing that I can tell you, and let me...
Gregor's sitting here going, I don't think I want to let Sir Willard out of this vehicle.
I thought we'd be Sir Willard's here to arrest the mayor. I thought that might make everyone happy.
I'll go sell that.
So both of these trucks have a PA system as part of their advanced communication system. So you could, yell into the mic and give orders to the crowd to essentially calm the fuck down and shut up and listen, if that's what you want to do.
Should we have Sir Willard talk?
I don't know if he's really. He's so lost in direction. He's NPC. You can't put NPC against a problem and expect good results. That
happens in real life too.
Yeah.
Real life, words of wisdom. Do not put an NPC in front of a real problem and expect good results.
Well,
I mean, my idea is I go talk to the loudmouths and try to simmer that down. If we get out face to face where I could use my social powers, I might be able to defuse the situation enough that you guys could approach the compound.
By social powers, do you mean a plasma grenade?
No, I actually mean trying to use my. I'm going to use my pool with being part of Sir William's.
Entourage.
Yeah, entourage, and we are here to demand answers from the mayor in a proper and civilized manner. and we assure you that if the mayor does not have instant solutions to the problem, that we will arrest the mayor and put Sir William temporarily in charge, where we will immediately begin first aid, rescue of loved ones, the ending of violence, and the reestablishing an order in the town, at least temporarily, until we can sort all this out, of course. Or,
make
taxes.
So you can make a. It's going to be an average roll. Make your choice: leadership or persuade, plus intellect. But your choice either intellect or social, and you can make that with a +2.
Okay, so 2 for my social, and then 2 for persuade, and then 2 more is 6. Let's roll it and spill that ting magic.
Nice. So both of the rabble rousers come over and actually listen to Ting, and the crowd kind of moves around these two rabble rousers and Ting, to the point where you guys, unless you're standing in the bed of the truck, you can't even see Ting now. But there has been a clear path for Gregor and Beth to get up the stairs to the city hall. Ting, as you give your little speech to the rabble rousers, and the rabble rouser number 1 says, "Well, okay, but what is the mayor going to do about our livelihood, our homes, family, friends? I just want to see that there's a useful plan, some kind of useful plan of action." And the other rabble rouser says, "Yeah, we lost an entire herd while I was helping my neighbor rescue his. We think that there should be a redistribution of the herds of cattle so that everybody can be equitable."
I think you're talking about long-term problems, that we have more pressing short-term problems. If first we can get the people whose lives are currently in danger, if we could work together to help them, then we would have time. Yeah, then we have time to sit down and analyze everybody's loss and see what it takes to get them going. It's in everybody's best interest that we all live a healthy and long life that is fruitful. That is why Sir William is here, to help these things. This is really, you have to give us a chance to make, what's the name of this fucking town?
Rakken Goll.
Make Rakken Goll great again.
Ting puts on his red hat.
Are you Trump?
No, I'm Ting.
Make Rakken Goll great again.
So like I said, Ting is kind of, he has the crowd's attention.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be the change you can believe in.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm selling it all. I'm all the way back.
And the other grievance that they bring forth is,
and inside his mind is, gee, I wonder what I could do to get money out of this.
No. You've been playing with me long enough to know that we will get paid for something.
So the first rabble rouser then brings up, he says, "Well, all of this could probably be resolved if we could talk to the administration, but the administration and the mayor, they've locked themselves behind barricades up there, and they're not doing anything to help." And the other rabble rouser says, "Yeah, and the railway company is supposed to be out doing civil defense and helping us find family members that are trapped in the rubble, and those assholes haven't done shit."
You shouldn't be asking what the government could do for you. You should be asking what you can do for the government right now, because we are in a disaster zone and we need to go right now. We need to go and we need to help get these people that are trapped. I happen to be very observant, and I can help us locate these people that are right now grasping for breath, little babies, suckling on their mothers, inside trapped buildings, and we can go help them. But you're here worrying about things that I'm already telling you, we're here to help. You just have to let us help. But the first step is to save lives. We need to save lives.
Go ahead and make one more persuasion check, but this time. So you can make persuasion or leadership plus your soch. You get to add Sir Willard's current, I guess, his approval rating, which is 9. So you get to add a +9 to that, and you get to roll it with a boon. So roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
With a +9?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
He's gonna get 25.
So let's see, 9 plus 13 is 22.
Yeah. So the crowd is at this point. Beth and Gregor, you can see the crowd at this point cheering at what Ting is telling them. He has now overtaken the 2 rabble-rousers, and everybody is clamoring for him, and they're turning and looking at Sir Willard.
Now, should we mention at this point that Sir Willard would like to be part of the solution for the railway company issue?
Well, anything that we do as far as the crew is a reflection of Sir Willard. I'm thinking the best way to diffuse the situation is take all these people that have the time and energy to stand around and bitch. Let's go into the town and save some bodies. Let's go. Come on. There's no point in waiting.
So they'll follow. If that's what you want to do, they will follow you.
We are all going to the town to save lives.
So the mob is moving away. Beth and Gregor, you have a clear line with Sir Willard to walk into the town hall, if that's what you want to do, and meet with the mayor and find out what the fuck he is doing. I imagine this mayor is a lot like Ted Wheeler.
Okay.
The mayor of Portland. Completely fucking useless.
Is this the guy who wants to dissolve the police?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Well, they kind of did.
They kind of did. Now they're backtracking. Wait, that wasn't such a good idea.
It wasn't such a good idea. Everybody comes and robs everybody.
There's like 4 or 5 shootings a week. Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a great plan after all. There's an open air drug market on the corner of downtown.
You can't say it wasn't a good idea. Okay, I think I'll escort Sir Willard into the building, and Captain Beth, you coming with us?
Sure.
Okay, so Sir Willard follows you guys into as you're going. He's like, I had no idea that Ting was such an orator. He's amazing.
That's true, yeah.
And actually, I forgot. So when I said that was a +9, actually Sir Willard's approval rating has gone up to 10 because you rescued Bryce on the way here as well. And so,
cool.
And so you guys get into the town hall, and you see there are a bunch of rather, I don't want to say completely overweight. Well, some of them are completely overweight, but they're mostly the plump individuals who probably don't. None of their hands are calloused. We'll put it that way, and they're all wearing,
they don't know one end of a cow from the other.
Right, they're all wearing, linen suits, and they look like the good old country lawyer, and they're all standing around, and they see you guys walk in, and the mayor steps out, and he says, Sir Willard, you didn't have to come all the way down here. We've got things completely under control. And Sir Willard looks at him, and he says, well, clearly you don't. He's like, I'm sorry, but it seems like Sir Willard at this point is fed up. I mean, Sir Willard doesn't know what's going on, and he doesn't know one end of a cow from the other either. But he knows right from wrong, and this is fucked up. And he's like, clearly you don't have the situation in hand. My people had to come in order to get some kind of action going to save people in town. And so you kind of have a sit down with the mayor. And the mayor tells you that they have contacted the rail company. And the rail company has refused to put people out on the streets to prevent the looting. And he said the mayor is quick to tell you, he's like, the looting, he says, of course there are some individuals that are simply taking advantage of the situation. But most of the people that are looting are simply trying to get supplies that they need to survive what's going on. They're not doing it in a malicious manner. They're just taking what they need to get through tonight. But there are some people that are malicious. But the rail company has refused to put people out on the streets for law enforcement. They've refused to send people out into the town for civil defense, for doing search parties and that kind of work. And the rail company's excuse for that is that they have to protect their assets at the stockyard, or rather, I'm sorry, at the railway station.
Rail station.
But do they know that the whole thing is in danger of like washing away?
Well, you're not. I mean, you're not seeing that there's any real danger of the railway station being washed away. The rail yard seems to be, from what you saw coming into town, seems perfectly fine.
I thought that there was a danger to something.
So there is the
bridge.
bridge down here south. So this is Rakken Goll. This is where the bridge.
Okay.
There are two bridges. The first one is in danger of being washed out. But the mayor tells you, he says that even they've got people that are heading down to take care of the bridge. He says, if you wanted to go down and help, especially with your medical expertise, and you seem like you are folks that are capable of lending aid, your assistance, of course, would be greatly appreciated. But he says, right now we have a bigger problem. So there are three factions in the town. There's the railway company, there's the administration, and then there is the Fauvent and Crace conclave. And there is a small town here called Fauvent. There is a small town here called Encrace. And right now, the problem is, as you can see with Fauvent, this river kind of goes right through the middle of the town. And the town of Fauvent, there is this other little minor waterway tributary that kind of circles off. So there is a silt buildup that is preventing the water washing down from taking this side waterway that would prevent the town of Fauvent from being completely washed away. If that silt buildup could be removed, then the water would be diverted and the town would be saved. And he says, we have an idea for that. And he says, but it will require somebody to take a train out of town. And so the rail company, of course, has access to explosives. These are not major explosives like you guys are normally. They're not plasma grenades, although I'm sure a plasma grenade could help. But these are kind of like dynamite, but they are big, they are bulky, which is why they would have to be loaded onto a train. There is a train in the rail station right now that you could take, and it would take you'd have to risk going across this bridge, but you could get down here in time to go and plant the explosives to redivert that water. And that is right now the number one biggest problem. And the mayor says it sounds like Tang has kind of got the townspeople in Rakken Goll in hand, and they are taking care of their own search and rescue efforts. So that problem seems to be solved already.
I've got infrared vision with my cool eyes, and so I can see heat sources and
right.
Yeah, and we are as we're moving as this big mob of goodwill towards men. Anybody trying to be criminal, thuggish, looting for nefarious purposes, we will police them as we go.
That means he's going to shoot him.
No, I do not have a gun.
Mm.
So
I do.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
I have a local 7mm revolver.
I've got enough guns behind me right now. If everybody's got guns,
Yeah, everybody's got guns.
And I just took a lot of thuggy people that were thinking about rioting. They're on my side. I think I've got a good gang.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You're probably the safest motherfucker in town.
Yeah.
So the mayor tells you, so our idea is we load explosives up onto this train, and somebody takes the train, and they go and set the explosives, and blows this silt dam away, so that the water is diverted, and the town of Fovent is saved. And he says our only problem is we don't with the rail company not agreeing to do anything for us. We don't have anybody to take the train.
Do they have an engineer for the train?
They could probably scrounge one up. Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, does it?
Production?
I mean, out of curiosity, does any of you have engineering power?
I have engineering power, and I have a wafer for explosives.
I plan to get this mob big enough to go take the rail station, and that's the power I'll have.
So, in all honesty, I mean, engineering power would allow you to operate a steam engine. I mean, it's not like you're steering it. All you got to do is steam it
on and off.
Yeah, it literally is just controlling how much steam and pressure.
I want a life vest.
Yeah. I have Keith's.
So when this train goes through the bridge, I don't drown with it.
Oh yeah. Okay. We have engineering power and stuff. Does the mayor understand what's likely to happen to them if they don't pitch in the crisis?
Yeah.
Head on a pike kind of a situation. Like, how do you want to help?
What do you... He says, honestly, we've never been in a situation like this, so what do you suggest?
I suggest you grab a shovel and help rescue people so that they don't want to kill you when this is all over with, and me and my people can try and do the train explosives thing.
Okay. If that's what it'll take, then good. And he says, if you're going to be heading over to the rail yard, can you also please talk to the railway president and tell him that we need people out on the streets. He needs to do his job.
Sure.
I think we need to get Sir Willard to fire him, take him to court.
Well, if we leave Sir William or Willard, whatever, with the mayor and have them run the mob, on clean up goodwill and all that, then in theory the peace is being brought back to the street, at least temporarily, while they go and save lives. We can go to the rail station, and if they don't want to act our way, we'll do a hostile takeover in Sir William's name for the good of all.
I'm going to tell them that
I like that.
People are like organizing, and they're planning to rise up and take over the.
We're going to turn this into a communist planet.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen if they don't get their shit together and try and actually do their job. Like, it's going to get taken.
It's going to turn into Ogma.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun for anybody that works at the railroad.
This is how Ogma started.
Asking the guys in the crowd that I'm with if they like hammer and sickles, or red flags nice to you. Is that
red flags with stars?
Maybe,
I think they'd have a different symbol for people whose main stuff is like horses and like railways. They'd have like a horseshoe and I don't know, a railroad spike.
A horseshoe, a railroad spike, and a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably more their.
We've got to unify the people.
Red background, sickle, horseshoe, spike.
We just need to nationalize the railway system.
Let's hope that the company sees.
No, I think we need to. I think we need to fire that guy and get a regular, real corporate.
Yeah, but the first step is to nationalize the railway and then put who we want in charge.
I'm a capitalist. I don't believe in this nationalization shit.
We're just threatening them, so hopefully they pick up the slack and work.
Yeah.
So you guys, Sir Willard kind of stays back with most of the city administrators. The mayor and Sir Willard are actually going to start hammering.
Has to drag all those linen suit guys with him.
No, the mayor and Sir Willard are in an office hammering out a sensible plan of taking care of this in a longer term. The rest of the city administrators follow you guys out, and they start grabbing sandbags and shovels, and they're going to help the crowd. As
I leave, I suggest something about maybe a water management plan and some kind of catchment for holding excess water.
Yeah,
maybe 50-ton rock hit place and make 250-foot deep, half-mile round hole in ground.
Right? Yeah. So at first,
similar to the Meteor Crater in Arizona.
So at first, the crowd is booing when these city administration officials show up with shovels and sandbags, but they quickly kind of die down when they see that they are actually attempting to help, and the crowd actually is very receptive to you guys. They're like. I wouldn't say they're cheering you on, but you get a lot of claps on the back as the three of you kind of move your way up the street or get back into your trucks and you head towards the rail station. So the crowd is now now that they have direction, they are doing their thing and they are taking the civil defense of the town on themselves. And you guys make your way to the rail station. The rail station, when you show up, as rail stations are, rail yards, there's, of course, there's a fence with barbed wire, and the gates are closed. And on the other side of the gates, in the yard itself, you see that there are a number of individuals walking around with oiled dusters on. They all have railway company badges. They are all armed with carbines, and they've got their hats on, and they're all drenched in rain because the rain still hasn't let up. And they are kind of watching this gate as you guys arrive, and you can see that on the tracks there is a train. There is a steam engine with a flatbed car attached to it.
Let's go.
Gotta pull up and do some talking to the head motherfucker, I guess.
So this gentleman comes over and he's got the mutton chop and handlebar mustache, and he comes up and says, I
need mutton chops."
So you can't be here. This is private property.
Oh, well, the thing is we're here to bring word to the president. We're going to fix his bridge so he can continue to have a railway. He just let us come in and talk.
He says,
and I pull my blade out.
Oh.
No, we're not threatening. No, we're not. We shouldn't threaten them. I mean,
Not yet.
yeah.
Make a
fingernails with my legs.
persuasion plus intellect check.
You make me go way down. Persuasion and intellect. There we go.
It's only going to get a.
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn it. That was good shit too, man. All right, here we go. Here's a real roll.
Oh, that's still good.
Yeah.
So he gets on his radio and kind of steps away, and you. I mean, the rain's coming down hard enough that you can hear that somebody's talking on the radio, but you can't make out what they're saying. And he kind of moves his hand around in a circle, and a couple of other guys come over and they open the gate. And he says, "If you can take care of that bridge, then the boss says you can take whatever you need, but none of our employees are leaving these grounds."
Oh, well, I guess that'll be fine for right now. We're going to go take that train and we're going to put some tools and stuff on the train. We're going to load them off the truck onto the train, and we're going to take the train down to the bridge.
So you guys spend probably about an hour loading these crates of explosives. And each
explosive tools.
Yeah, there are these crates, and they're not small. I'm trying to think. They're each one is about the size of a hope chest. And inside, when you look inside, you can see that there's sticks of dynamite in there. And which is, perfectly safe for the most part until you attach one of these detonators. And the detonators can actually be detonated via radio signal once they're attached. So you want to be careful because this is tech level 3. So it's not like they're on an encoded radio signal.
It's just anything of a certain frequency.
It's just anything in a certain frequency, and it's possible if it picks up the wrong thing on that frequency, the crate could go boom. So attaching the detonators, with Gregor would know with his wafer for explosives. We probably want to wait to attach these until the very last moment, you don't want to leave these on here. And so you guys board up spend about an hour loading these up on the train. You figure that probably 3 or 4 of these things is far more than you probably will need. But it's always good to have more and not need it than need it and not have it. And so you guys climb on into this train. Gregor, you can make an engineering power plus intellect or education check.
Eight.
Okay, so Gregor starts telling you guys start shoveling in, coal.
Can we load on a truck on the flatbed?
Not without a crane. There's no.
Oh, no ramps.
Yeah, I suppose you could probably make a couple of makeshift ramps out of railroad ties.
I mean, if we want to take a truck and then we off-road that truck down to that spot where we need to do the dynamite and shit. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna have to leave the tracks, go down, blow the silt, and then come back.
Be carrying down crates of dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. If we took a truck with us,
oops, ting trip, boom.
No. Don't put the detonator in until it's in the location for it to go boom.
Right.
Well, I'm just trying to hit off problems we might run into. And if we can get some, we've got chainsaws, they've got railroad ties, we make some ramps, drive the fucking truck up on the bed of the truck.
Air conditioners were built in 1902, so they might have air conditioners.
Well, I mean, our truck does. But anyway, then we'll take the ramp with us as we go so we can offload the truck.
It's a good idea.
Thank you. Yeah,
he is so full of good ideas.
I do not like to walk.
Okay, hold on here.
Well, I can't walk.
I'm gonna run for mayor of that fucking town. I'm gonna go back.
He'll win, like, really good.
Hell yeah. I rolled so well, I've got the votes already. It'll definitely be communist if Ting is in charge.
Are you going to be the commissar?
Well, no, I'm thinking I like the monarchy idea, king,
Oh, no. You can't be a king because there's only a sir, so you might be a baron.
Well, I mean, as long as they paid me, I really wouldn't care what they called me. I mean, a modest 5% tax for the whole global economy, tributed to Drinax on a nice piece.
Well, they wouldn't. That would be great. But keep in mind that this is an imperial world. Whether the people here recognize the Imperium that live here, most of them could care less about the Imperium and probably don't recognize them at all. It is squarely in Third Imperium territory, so there's something to keep in mind for that. But so Ting drives this truck up onto the bed, and you guys load up the couple of railroad ties that you use to get it up there, and strap everything down to the bed.
Got me a mullet wig.
And Gregor gets this train moving, and there's no scale on this map, so we're winging it. You guys are out of town. You're steaming towards the bridge, and coming across the landscape. Well, Ting and Beth can make a recon plus intellect check. I would have Gregor do it, but Gregor is busy trying to monitor the
train.
The train.
At 11.
There you go, Cap.
Okay. You see that there are a series of old beat up SUVs heading along the train. And so here is the train map. And let me make some rolls here.
Oh shit. Bandit SUV. I saw that.
So the first SUV, they're having a hard time they're trying to get close to the train. And actually, here. The first and second SUV in the line are having some difficulty getting close to the train. Come on. There we go.
Yeah, it looks like that one is right in the middle of a puddle.
Kind of like that. But the third SUV, you see that two guys are successful in jumping out of the SUV and grabbing onto the side of the train and haul themselves up onto the roof. And you can, of course, you see them climb up the side onto the roof of the moving train. The other two SUVs are going to attempt to do the same thing, of course. But let me... Well, first of all, I guess I need to do some quick rearranging here. And I'll throw that up. And then I need to put you guys on the map. Let's see here. We've got Gregor. Come on. There we go. Yeah, Gregor over here operating the train. We have Captain Beth over here.
We need Keith. We need Keith.
Right.
I have Keith's sheet. I can.
Yeah, if you want to play Keith, you can.
Fuck
Would you
yeah,
rather
with
have
the
Keith drive the train? He has all the same.
We
He
need
has
more
those
than
same
2
things. Then you
gunners.
can, yeah, then you can kill some people. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt those dudes that jumped on the train. If you guys want to start shooting at the drivers of the SUVs,
Throw Keith
Yeah,
up here.
or the
as well.
tires or whatever.
yeah, whatever. I really prefers that you base plant people, but you know,
Yeah.
we're trying.
Okay.
You do you.
Yeah,
Could they drive into the train at that point?
If they screw up bad enough, they could end up doing that. But you don't really want that to happen because that could
Then I'll.
that could
It's about 100.
if you
That's
shoot
about
it-
100 versus 1.
if you shoot the tire that's on the away from the train, then the vehicle will tend to swerve away from the train. Now that's a harder shot, of course, just due to natural angles.
Just center mass, just shoot whoever's in there. Fuck it.
Yeah, if you hit the driver, then it's just kind of like, let's just see how it goes. Mass alone will say the train can take a couple car hits.
Okay, cool.
Wouldn't you think?
No problem.
I would. Yeah, you're right. It was. Yeah, that's not a real concern.
The train
So it
goes
should be
right
fine.
through a vehicle like you wouldn't, like it's not even there.
Yeah.
The weight difference is about 10,000 to 1.
Okay, so you guys can roll initiative, and
That's just a regular 2D.
yes, 2D plus your
2D.
dex or your intellect, either way.
Ooh, I get a 9. Gregor gets a 9. We're all 9.
Yeah. Maybe we can
He
get.
says 9 too.
Wow. Okay,
Alphabetical order? What do you think?
That's fine.
that's kind of what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing with our Saturday game. We're like, oh, well, we'll just do alphabetical order. So, wow. Ting,
You can leadership.
Ting, what's your dexterity modifier?
1.
What is Keith's dexterity modifier?
1.
What is Gregor's dexterity modifier?
2.
And what is Beth's dexterity modifier?
1.
Okay. So I would say from there out, we'll do alphabetical order, but Gregor is going to go to the top of that list because, I mean, for 2 reasons. One, he's got a 2, and 2, he's driving the train. So these guys.
Could he slam on the brakes? Would that toss those guys off?
That would cause a problem, yes. These 2 morons. Nope, I don't want the SUV. Those 2 guys. They are going to glump their way towards the engine. Gregor, you're driving the train. What would you like to do? You could speed up, you could slow down, you could pull the chain and hit the brakes.
Well, I'm reluctant to speed up because I don't know about the bridge we're coming up on. And I'm reluctant to slow down because that'll give him more chance to get on. I increase speed.
Okay, go ahead and make a engineering power plus intellect check. Nice. Okay, so Gregor turns a couple of valves and throws a lever, and the train speeds up considerably. Beth, what would you like to do? There are a number, of course, handholds and whatnot on here. You could climb up here and pull out a gun and shoot if that's what you wanted to do.
I think I wanna climb up so that I can shoot and then like duck back down. I don't want to get all the way on the top.
Okay, so you're kind of like here hanging onto the side.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay. So go ahead. You can. So you jump out and you've got your arm hooked around one of the rungs of the ladder, and you can make your shot. You will be at a -2 because you are on a moving train. So it's gun combats. You're using a gas pistol, right?
Yeah.
So gun combat slug plus dex -2.
Okay. It helps with the dice. Okay. That's 7. I don't think that hits.
So you take a shot and miss. These guys like what? You know, and you kind of hang onto the side of the train. What does Keith want to do?
He wants to go up and give him a hug.
I think he'll climb up and shoot at one of them with a laser pistol.
Kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Same thing. Damn it. 4. That sucks.
So he got a 4. He takes a wild shot, and I mean, you know, gunshots are still scary, and these, from what you can see, these guys don't look like professional trained thieves. They look like they look like
cattle rustlers.
They look like cattle rustlers, you know, that are now suddenly maybe in over their head. Ting, what do you want to do?
Well,
God, there's a whole bunch of old, new Western movies. There's a whole bunch of ideas here that things that you can do.
But I could scamper right along the top and just run right up in their face if I do all my minor actions and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. Activate my shrieker box. Blah, blah, blah. Anyone within 5 meters of me takes a -2 unless they have ear protection.
Okay. Okay. So
I do a pose like I'm Bruce Lee.
Well, before you do that, though, you need to make an athletics dex check.
Oh, man.
If you don't have athletics dex, it's just a straight raw dex check. Ooh, that's a nice roll. Okay, so you scamper up, partially use Keith as a part of the ladder, and just kind of step off of his shoulder and just go bloop and right over and get in these guys' face. That was all of your minor actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, enough for you to activate the shriek box. Okay. The bandit SUVs. Come on, big money, no whammies. There we go. This SUV pulls up right here, and these are doors into the cars, and they offload 2 guys into the cars. So I'm gonna mark these guys somehow. Let's see. So these guys are in the car. I need to, let's see here. Yeah, this works. They got the little shield icon on them, which shows that they are indoors. Of course, I have to find the shield icon again. And my wife today set up an appointment to get our eyes checked. I'm like, I cannot wait. I need new glasses so bad. Next SUV. Wow, he's able to do it too. He pulls up over here. And these two a-holes are climbing up onto the side of the car.
Oh, right into a shrieker box.
And this this SUV.
I'm gonna run over with the train.
This SUV screws up pretty bad and hits a rock and rolls. That SUV is now effectively out of the game. So we are on to train thieves. Train thieves. These guys are point blank. So they're at what? -2 for your shriek box? -5?
That's correct.
Yeah. And it's anybody within 5 meters?
That's correct.
These two guys. Wow, that guy's just in range, but this guy's not. My God, these guys suck. Okay, so this guy right here, since you're basically right up in his grill, he is going to try to punch you. And he is not much of a fighter. Wow, he misses completely. Like, doesn't even get close. And his legs are kind of wobbly as he's swinging on you. This guy, though... He... gets a +1 for range, so that puts him at a -1. He is going to attempt to shoot you with his revolver. Ooh.
Can I use my reaction to dodge that?
Yes, you can. So you would get to... Oh, here we go again. I'm not sure what is wrong with me.
I'll lower his score by 1.
Okay, so that is enough. So dodging your Dex DM or your Athletics Dexterity, whichever is higher.
Yeah, so that's 1.
Okay, so that is enough. You dodge, like, you pull a matrix, and this guy just narrowly misses you. This guy, he doesn't have the +1, so he's going to attempt to... Well, he's going to be worse off than that, because he's going to try and shoot you without hitting this guy.
Good luck.
Well, he misses.
On a moving train.
He misses, but he doesn't shoot this guy. This guy looks over his shoulder at the other guy like, "What the fuck are you doing, Bob?" And this last guy, he is going to move here and just take the shot. And still misses. Ugh.
He shoots between his two friends. Like, I think I'd shoot him next.
All right, so he misses. These two guys. They walk through the car up to the engine, and behind Gregor, the door slides open, and there are 2 bandits there. Gregor, what would you like to do? I mean, they're not point blank on you, but they are at the door, and the door is now open. And they are in a single file line because there's not enough room to get in otherwise.
I draw my revolver and shoot. Turn around and shoot.
Go for it.
So this is dexterity plus.
It would be gun combat slug plus dexterity.
12. I think I got him.
I would say that that's actually a 13 because of range. And that is definitely a hit. With a +5 to damage, these weapons
aren't much.
Let me bring it up here. So Gorin revolver does 2d minus 2, and that's 2d minus 2 plus 5. So 2d plus 3.
Nine.
Ouch. And I don't. Yeah, these guys don't have any armor.
Of course not. And I just shot him with a .32 caliber and it got 9 points.
So you shoot this guy damn near point blank range, catches him just like off of the left side of his torso. It looks like a clean through and through shot. And he's, immediately his duster and shirt is quickly filling with blood. Captain Beth, what would you like to do? You hear a gunshot. What would Beth like to do?
Can I swing back around to get back down here? Okay.
Yes, you could. So you could just kind of do that. And if you want to, if you want to take a shot, you get a +1 for range.
Okay. Cool. 12.
Jeez. All right. So that is a +4 to damage.
Wow.
Are you doing single shot or are you doing burst? I mean, how serious about this are you?
Probably single. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty good anyway. 11.
Oof.
He
Okay.
goes bye-bye, I bet.
He's got yeah.
Probably.
He's unconscious at least.
Here. Yeah, so this guy. Beth swings around and drops back into the engine and shoots this guy point blank range in the chest, and he collapses.
Too bad these rounds don't go through and take the guy behind him.
Yeah, well, with a shot like that, a Gauss pistol might. Let's see. So you got a 12, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Roll gun combat plus dexterity one more time.
Okay. I got another 12. Yeah.
The round does indeed go through, and it will do so -2 to damage because the round went through the first guy, and so it's doing a little bit less damage.
Okay. Wow, it rolled more though. So no, wait, it rolled exactly the same. It rolled 11 if I subtract the 2 from this roll. It's the same one. That's weird.
So 11. Jesus.
Yeah. I must have hit him in a worse spot or something.
So you hit him in the arm, and as it goes through his buddy, and you can see that his buddy is not dead. But he has a sucking chest wound.
Oof.
What does Keith want to do?
I bet Keith would shoot at the SUV. It still has somebody in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he would shoot at the SUV.
Okay.
Or just toss a plasma grenade. Do a ting and throw a plasma grenade.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
11 for his.
That is a hit. Let's see here. So the SUV. I don't think that the bandit SUVs are going to be armored like this. 10, 11. Go ahead and roll your damage plus 3.
Okay. $14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
She blows the bandit SUV up.
So, no. The laser rakes across the front of this SUV, and you can see that it stitches a line. It technically only does 1.4 points. 1.4 damage. We'll round that up to 2 points. It etches a burning line across the windshield of this SUV, and you can see the driver kind of swerve, shit his pants for a second as this laser stitched right across his face, but it didn't get through the windshield.
Okay.
Well, he's never seen a laser before.
That's possible. Yeah. I don't know. These guys are... It's not like they're unaware of technology, but I don't think that they are aware that it can be as useful as it is. It's kind of like showing that first cell phone to Grandpa. Like, oh, look, Grandpa, you can send text and emails. I don't want to. I just want to make a phone call. That's what these guys are like.
I want my phone to be a phone.
Right. Yes. Yes, I hear that. I wish they'd just bring back flip phones. All right.
What do you think I just got rid of?
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
A flip phone.
A flip phone, right.
Because they don't support it anymore.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I had to get a smartphone.
Ting, what are you doing?
We're gonna go into the grapple thing with your friend.
So this guy right there.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll take a -2 plus whatever he gets, and I will roll a 13.
Oof. Yeah, he is grappled. You have him.
I am going to throw him 1d meters. 3 meters, so he's just gonna kind of go off.
That is enough. Here. He goes off the train, and effectively, I mean, since Gregor sped up, that is enough for this guy to probably not tuck and roll. He's probably going to hit the ground with his face.
Either way, he's gone, and then I'm just going to kind of put myself
have to run
right here.
Fast to catch up with the train.
Okay, so you're going to put yourself right there. And this will be the last turn. We'll pick this up next week, but these two guys are both going to swing on Ting. Miss. And another miss. And this guy, how close is he now? Yep, he's at -2 as well. He is going to shoot. Oh, so close. So close. Just barely misses Ting. Like, Ting, you could feel the wind of that bullet go past your ear.
Did it hit the other thief?
No, he didn't miss that badly.
Yeah.
All right, so we will pick this up next week, and we will conclude the last train out of Rakken Goll next week at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
That was fun. Thanks. Yeah. Had a good time.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
See you Friday.
Yep, see you on Friday.